Let's face it, we all love a good action movie. Something about kicking back with a clear mind being entertained for the next hour or two is just so appealing. At least, that's how it used to be. If you've had your eyes open at all lately, you'll notice that action scenes in blockbuster films today really suck. This isn't even in just low-budget projects either. There are plenty of multi-million-dollar movies coming out with less than perfect action scenes. Whether it be hard to follow action mixed with dialogue, choppy clips, or overall underperforming action, there's a lot to be said about this lack in the industry. Here's what most action scenes get wrong today. What started this downward trend? There's a lot of controversy and confusion regarding when exactly action scenes started being less of a priority from filmmakers. But a good example lies in the 2004 film directed by Paul Greengrass, The Bourne Supremacy. It's here that action scenes involve heavy use of shaky cam shots and quick edits to build up thrill. That's not to say these choices are bad in and of themselves, considering the movie was overall good, but it paved the way for future directors to follow suit, cutting corners and hiding a lack of practice and choreography in their action scenes. The bad. Why is it that directors resort to those intricate techniques? The answer probably lies in the actor's ability themselves. Any actor can be an action star nowadays, since physical ability doesn't matter when filmmaking and editing can make you look like you know what you're doing. A great example of this lacking is in the Taken movies. Liam Neeson would not be a convincing hero if the scenes actually showed what he was doing while fighting. The liquor store scene in Taken 3 is a prime example of just how obscure these new age fighting scenes can be. Shaking the camera coupled with quick cutting makes for a confusion orientation that loses the geography of the actors in relation to one another. You can't even tell whose arms are whose. Why are they doing this? The hard truth is that shaky cameras and quick edits cut down filming time a lot, making more room in the budget too. It makes sense. Why spend a week to film one fight scene when it could be done in an hour or two? It then becomes an obvious choice for the studios. Take the easy way out and rely on some good editors and cinematographers to get the shots right to spend less time. Surprisingly enough, even huge blockbusters like Captain America: Civil War are using these cop-outs for some of their action scenes. Just take the Bucky's breakout scene from Captain America: Civil War. Most of the clips that would actually depict any sort of action is strictly close-up shots of their arms. A similar tactic found in the Taken 3 scene. It's clear that this has become the norm for so many American action movies. The good. If we want to get to the root of the original good action films, we need to take a look at Jackie Chan. Just take Jackie Chan's Project A for example. In 1983, what could filmmakers really do to make fight scenes look more interesting while still remaining authentic? Instead of relying on quick cuts and cropped shots like modern movies do, Jackie Chan chose to be authentic with wide-angle shots and the occasional zoom, showcasing just how talented the actors had to be to pull this off. And to accentuate brisk punches or blows, they either sped up or slowed down those shots to make it all the more cinematic, at least for its time. It's safe to say this is a prime example of realism in film. It seems that the Asian film industry has cracked the code, however. Steady cameras and longer shots are traded in for shaky and fast edits to create a meaningful, realistic, and choreography masterpiece. Take the Hammer Girl and Baseball Batman fight scene from The Raid 2. Could this be that Asian actors are notorious for impeccable fighting skills, especially when it comes to movie acting? Or could it just be more time and money spent on the actual fight scene and all the training that goes into it? The answer is probably a mix of both. But that's not to say every single American movie is destined for action failure. The 2014 film John Wick actually painted a picture of what the industry can learn from. The two directors were both former stuntmen, being really influenced by Asian films, which led to the work toward making a film where the action and fighting was thrilling while still being comprehensible. They trained the main actor, Keanu Reeves, for months before filming began in an effort to really make this scenes authentic while also limiting editing trickery. And when you think about it, it worked out well. The second film following it broke records, leading to a third film being made. Not everything is about fighting in modern-day action movies. Just take the film Baby Driver for instance. Its action scenes, primarily consisting of car chases, were done in a way that resembled more of a well-choreographed musical number. From dramatic tension that keeps viewers clenching their hand and on the edge of their seats, to transforming reality into chaos that still plays into the goals and thoughts of the characters, Baby Driver seems to hit it all. Think about it. When Rotten Tomatoes scores call for action to be grounded, they don't always mean in a literal sense. Maintaining reality, they want films to rely on a strong point of view being the basis of depicting an action scene. You need to really be able to feel what the character is going through, and feel like you're there on an emotional level. In the end, it's important to note that shaky cams and quick editing cuts aren't all bad. Sometimes they can be necessary for first-person narrative shots or even a rev-filled car sequence. There are many films that use those techniques in an effective way. Even in Taken 3, you could say those techniques didn't matter all that much considering the storyline relies more on the chase than the fight, that is, chasing the girl he's trying to save. Well, there you have it, the good and the bad of what most action scenes get wrong today. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below and subscribe for more.